Imagine this: two university students each spend 3 hours a day on social media. One uses it to connect with friends, collaborate on assignments, and find internship opportunities. The other spends hours comparing themselves to others and scrolling endlessly through negative content. Both use social media for the same amount of time, but do they experience the same impact on their mental health? Today, my partner Sade Thomas and I, Patrice Huggins, will present evidence either supporting or disapproving of the view on whether social media itself is the primary cause of poor mental health among university students.
To begin, there's a strong evidence that using social media too much can have a serious effect on the mental health of university students. While using social media can be helpful for communication and learning, spending too much time on it can affect how students think, feel, and cope with everyday life. Today, I'll be discussing three main effects: anxiety and depression, loneliness, and social comparison. My first point is about anxiety and depression. Spending long hours on social media has been linked to higher levels of stress, anxiety, and depression. Many students stay up late scrolling through different apps, which can interrupt their sleep and keep them exposed to unsettling or stressful content for long periods. According to the United States Office of the Surgeon General 2023 FIC, young people who spend more time than 3 hours a day on social media are twice as likely to experience poor mental health, especially anxiety and depression. University students already deal with assignments, exams, and other responsibilities. When excessive social media use adds even more stress, it can be harder to focus, stay motivated, and manage everyday challenges. My second point is about loneliness and isolation. Even though social media is meant to connect people, spending too much time online can take away from real life, friendship, and conversations. Students may have many followers or online friends but still feel lonely. A 2026 study by Gandel and colleagues found that consistent scrolling or spending too much time on social media are strongly linked to loneliness, emotional distress, and feeling disconnected from others. The researchers describe this as echoes in the feed. This shows that being connected online is not the same as having real support. Spending more time on social media does not help students feel less lonely. In many cases, it can make these feelings feel worse. My third point is about social comparison. People tend to share the best parts of their life on social media, such as achievements, holidays, or carefully edited videos or pictures. Because of this, students may compare themselves to unrealistic versions of others' lives. In his 2019 book, The Philological of Social Media, philosopher Carla McCall explains that social media algorithms keep showing this type of content over and over again. This can lead to constant comparison, low esteem, body images concerns, and feelings of doubt. Over time, these comparisons can make students feel like they are not doing very well enough, even when the posts they see online do not show the full picture of somebody's life. Overall, the research shows that extensive social media use can increase anxiety and depression, making students feel more lonely and encouraging unhealthy comparisons with others. These effects can have a real impact in students' mental health and well-being. However, it is also important to look the other way of this discussion. I will now be handing this over to my partner, who will be explaining why these Why some researchers believe social media is not the main concern of these mental health problems.
Hi again, it's me, Patrice Huggins. So, I will be discussing an alternative perspective on the debate surrounding social media and mental health in university students. Now, while many people believe that social media is a major cause of poor mental health among university students, research suggests that the relationship is actually more complex. Although excessive social media use has been linked to anxiety and depression, evidence shows that social media itself does not inherently harm university students' mental health. Instead, mental well being is influenced by many factors. Social media can provide educational and emotional support, and individual personality traits determine whether online experiences are positive or negative. My presentation will focus on three main arguments and support this viewpoint. My first point is that mental health is influenced by many factors, not social media alone. My first argument is that mental health problems among university students are caused by a combination of biological, psychological, and environmental factors rather than social media alone. One important factor is genetics and family history. The World Health Organization explains that mental health disorders are influenced by genetic predisposition, adverse life experiences, and social conditions. This means that someone with a family history of anxiety or depression may already have a higher risk of developing these conditions, regardless of how much social media they use. Another important factor is the pressures associated with university life. According to American College Health Association's 2023 National College Health Assessment, academic workload, financial concerns, and stress are among the leading factors affecting university students' emotional well being and academic performance. Many students struggle to balance assignments, examinations, employment, and financial responsibilities. These stressors often contribute more significantly to anxiety than social media itself. Finally, it is important to remember that many studies show a relationship between social media and mental health, not direct causation. For example, Orban and Przingsley analyzed data from more than 350,000 adolescents and found that digital technology explained less than 0.4% of the variation in well being. This suggests that many other factors have a much greater influence on mental health than social media use alone. Social media can promote positive mental well being. Our second argument is that social media can provide emotional support and improve well being when it is used responsibly. First, social media helps students maintain relationships with family and friends, especially those studying far from home. According to the Pew Research Center, 84% of adults aged 18 to 29 use social media, and many report that it helps them stay connected with the people who matter most. Maintaining these relationships can reduce feelings of loneliness and strengthen emotional support networks. Social media also increases awareness about mental health. Today, universities, health organizations, and charities use social media to share information about anxiety, depression, stress management, and counseling services. Nuzland and colleagues found that online peer support communities help reduce the stigma surrounding mental illnesses and encourage individuals to seek professional help when needed. This means that social media can actually become part of the solution rather than the problem. Instead of viewing social media solely as harmful, it is important to recognize that it can connect students with information, support groups, and mental health resources that they may not otherwise access. My third point is that responsible social media use does not necessarily harm mental health. My final argument is that the impact of social media depends largely on how it is used. Moderate and purposeful use allows students to access educational resources, collaborate with classmates, and develop professional networks. Tests reviewed numerous studies on social media in higher education and concluded that when integrated appropriately into learning, social media improves communication, collaboration, and access to educational sources. These educational benefits demonstrate that social media can support student success rather than undermine it. Another important point is that individual personality traits and coping skills influence whether social media has a positive or negative effect. Valdenberg and colleagues conducted an umbrella review and concluded that personality, self esteem, resilience, and coping strategies determine how people respond to social media. Some students experience positive effects, some experience negative effects, while many express that they experience little measurable impact at all. This tells us that social media affects different people in different ways. Therefore, it will be inaccurate to conclude that social media alone is responsible for poor mental health among university students. In conclusion, while excessive social media use has been associated with mental health concerns, current research shows that it should not be viewed as the sole cause of anxiety or depression among university students. Mental health is influenced by biological, psychological, and environmental factors. Social media also provides opportunities for communication, emotional support, education, and professional development. Furthermore, individual personality traits and coping strategies play an important role in determining whether social media has positive or negative effects. Therefore, instead of blaming social media itself, universities should encourage responsible digital habits and support students in developing healthy coping strategies and digital literacy. Thank you for listening. We hope this presentation has provided a balanced perspective on the relationship between social media and mental health. Thank you very much.